Hello, everyone, and welcome to Demo Day. We're all coughing here. You can't hear us. Oh, there we go. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, I'm Heather, and I am the Dean of Programs and Program Lead here at Code Chrysalis. And with me, joining me as a co-MC this evening in Japanese is going to be my lovely colleague Eriko, who is a Japanese immersive instructor. And yes, we'll be providing commentary about this event tonight in English and then followed by Japanese. So Eriko, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Thank you, Heather. 皆さん、こんにちは。今日は CCJ3、CC16 のデモデーをご覧いただきありがとうございます。私は日本語インマーシブのインストラクターをしております、エリコと申します。そして今夜一緒に MC を行ってくれるのは、コードクリサリスイマーシブプログラム責任者のヘザーです。今日はヘザーが英語で、私は日本語でバイリンガル MC を務めさせていただきますので、どうぞよろしくお願いします。短い時間でありますが、皆さん楽しんでください。
Okay, so jumping right in, we are excited and pleased to be hosting presentations done by the soon-to-be grads of CC16 and J3. These students have been working really hard for the past 3 months through continued global tough times and from places as far away as Fukuoka, Osaka, and Los Angeles for one of our students participating tonight. They have traversed difficulties and built bridges across linguistic and cultural barriers. And these differences and these bridges that they have built have resulted in some great apps that we cannot wait for you to see this evening.
これから皆さんには日本語クラスの CCJ3 と英語クラスの CC16 のバイリンガルコーホートによるプレゼンテーションをご覧いただきます。今もなお世界規模で大変厳しい状況が続いていますが、そんな中、彼らはこの3ヶ月間、本当にハードな時間を過ごして頑張ってきました。中には福岡、大阪、ロサンゼルスから参加してくれている生徒もいます。日本語クラス、英語クラスとして別々にスタートした彼らは、今や時差の壁、言葉や文化の壁を越えて、とても素晴らしいチームワークを築き、素晴らしいアプリを生み出してくれました。そんな彼らのアプリを今夜皆さんにご覧いただきたいと思います。
Okay, for a bit of housekeeping before we jump into the part I know you're all waiting for. For those of you who are watching online tonight, please feel free to post about this event on social media. Just use the hashtag CCDemoDay and at Code Chrysalis.
このイベントをご覧の皆さん、ぜひ、ハッシュタグ CC デモデーをつけて、今日のイベントについて SNS でガンガンつぶやいてください。私たちもコードクリサリスのアカウントで随時発信していきますので、リツイート大歓迎です。
And of course, no immersive course would be complete without the help of our community. So we would like to give a big thank you to Stripe for hosting the API Week. Thank you always, Daniel Heffernan, for making this happen with our students. For those of you who haven't seen that, please check it out on YouTube. It was an awesome event. Thank you also to Stella and Tomomi, two awesome women who joined us from Google and from Microsoft to answer our student questions and kind of get them ready to dip their toes into the world. Also, thank you so much to our humongous team of volunteer mock interviewers who are helping our students get ready for the most grueling part to come, in my opinion. And so thanks for a really awesome dedication of their time and energy and the feedback that they give our students.
この3ヶ月の間、彼らは多くの方々にサポートしていただきました。まず、ストライプのダニエルさんには、彼らがエンジニアとしての第一歩を踏み出すべく、様々なサポートを行っていただきました。そして、Google のステラさん、マイクロソフトの井村智美さんには、生徒からの様々な質問に答えていただく機会をいただきました。そして、コードクリサリスのコミュニティのメンバーのみんなには、生徒たちにモックインタビューの機会をいただきました。いずれも生徒たちにとって本当に貴重な経験になったと思います。本当にありがとうございました。
Okay, so let's talk about what is going to happen tonight. So why are we all here? Up first, we have introduction, which is happening right now, and I promise soon to be finished. After that, we have the best part, which is the senior project presentations. And then finally, we will be joined by Connie, the CTO and co-founder of Code Chrysalis, for some closing words.
さて、今日のアジェンダです。私たちからの前置きはそろそろ終わりにさせていただきたいと思います。そしていよいよ生徒たちのプレゼンテーションに移ります。最後にコードクリサリスの CEO であるカニから一言いただきたいと思います。
Okay, so up first, we are going to introduce without further ado our senior project presentations. So the first team to go is going to be Sneaky Peekers. So they're here to welcome you to the world of music voyeurism. So music lovers, embrace your curiosity with Peakify.
それでは早速プレゼンテーションに移りたいと思います。最初のチームはスニーキーピーカーズの皆さんです。彼らは Peakify というアプリを作成してくれたのですが、自分が好きな音楽をみんなにシェアするだけではなくて、周りのみんなが聴いてる音楽を覗き見しちゃうっていう、とってもユニークでスニーキーなアプリを作ってくれたんですね。はい。では、スニーキーピーカーズのみんな、準備はいかがでしょうか。皆さん、はい、揃ってますね。OK。
Great. Thank you for the great introduction, Eriko and Heather. Everyone, are you ready? We will introduce you our wonderful app called Peakify, Curiosity That Connects. So first, let's talk about how our presentation will go today. So we'll introduce our team. Then we'll go over a quick overview of our project and our personas. Then we'll do a wonderful demo. And then we'll talk about our tech stack and our challenges. And at the end, we'll talk about our future features. Oh, shit. Great. Okay. So now let's talk about our team. So first, we have Mio, the DJ, who took care of the Spotify API. Then we have Nara, the wizard, who took care of WebSocket and the backend. Then yours truly, Francis, the CSS whisperer. I was the tech lead and I took care of the front end. Then we have Soshi, the legend, who was full stack and touched a little of everything. Then we have Kaisei, the amplifier, who took care of Amplify and deploying our app. So about our app, you know, we're all curious, whether we want to admit it or not. Well, did you ever wonder once in your life, what is the person next to you listening to? Of course you did. Everyone did. So our mission is to connect people through this curiosity. So first, Nada will talk about personas and our user scenarios.
Okay, thank you, Francis. So I'm going to introduce you to our personas. Here's Chad Pearson. You may think he's creepy, but actually he's your average guy. He's 32 years old. He works from home. He's a freelancer graphic designer. And his usual behavior, he works at cafes. And sometimes he feels isolated from working remotely and always wondering what other people are doing around him. He's a little bit sneaky. And his goal is to find new form of connection, a quick form of connection without wasting more time. And maybe he can find interesting music and podcasts. So typical day for Chad, he's getting works done at Starbucks, and he takes a break every hour. And then he looks at people around him and he's wondering, what are they listening to? He sees a lot of people with big headphones banging their heads, enjoying their time. And he's really into he wants to know what they're doing or listening. So what he does is he launches Peakify and he starts to check music that people are listening to around him. He doesn't necessarily know who's listening to what, but he can know if they post their names or they want to connect through commenting. So Chad is picky, but occasionally he gives a like or a comment. And our next persona, the typical university student. Her name is Masami. She's 19 years old. She's a university student, and her typical behavior, she's passionate about K-pop, just like usual university students. And she often posts stories on Instagram, and nobody cares about her music. And she most importantly has a mission. She wants everyone to fall in love with K-pop. This is her most important mission in life. So what she does is she wants everyone to share her interest. And also she wants to share some interesting podcasts from now and then. but mostly she wants to be validated, so she wants a lot of likes all the time. She's happy when she gets a lot of likes. So a typical day for Masami, she's at the university during her break. She wants to let people know about her favorite latest K-pop song. So what she does is she launches Peakify and she just waits for the likes to come. So I'm sure you're all wondering what the app looks like. So I'm gonna let Francis show you how amazing it looks.
Great, thank you, Nada, for the great presentation of our persona. So let's take a peek into our app. So here is the main screen of Peakify. So you can register an account and log in. So here we're gonna log in. So 3, 2, 1, log in. Great, and this is the main screen of Peakify. Great, so Peakify has a feed. So if we go down here, we can see our feed with different songs. We have our friend Damien here. Oh, he's a fan of BTS. Wow. Oh, you'll see him later. He's a big fan of DP. I didn't know. Wow. Oh, Kaise likes it. Oh, that's cool. So we can see our comments being popped as soon as they are written, basically. Oh, everyone likes it. Oh, me too. I like BTS. I like it. Let's comment. And even I'm there. And I'm going to leave a like. Okay. Oh, everyone left a like. Oh, great. Okay, cool. So that's one of the features of Peakify. You can look at a feed of many different songs. That's pretty cool, right? So now let's go with our connection with Spotify. So here we can connect with Spotify by clicking, and I'm logged in. Perfect. Now let's see what I'm listening to in Spotify. I like hardcore stuff, so I will kind of want to share and see if other people share the same taste in music as me. So let's go here. I like some Karina Burana. Oh, that's a good song. Let's listen to it. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, that's hardcore enough. Let's go back to the app. Let's click on current song, and it's right there. I can also listen to it here if I want. Same, perfect. So I'm gonna share this, and hopefully some people will share my taste. Oh, successfully posted. Great. So as you've seen, our app is a very unique look. It's very dark, and it has this kind of, I would say, neon look with like a lot of bright colors. So we wanted to give this kind of back alley, peak show type of app because it's about curiosity and seeing what people around you can listen to. And that's over here on the top corner. We have a peaking list that basically shows who you're following. And you can also change the radius of who is listening to what around you. If it's a 1 kilometer radius, only people close to you will. And let's see what people think of the song I posted. I'll go in my profile. Let's go here. Okay, Kaise loves it. Soshi thinks it's horrible. Guys, I don't know what's wrong with Soshi. He's my teammate, but he's been like just insulting my music tastes for a long time. I don't know. Anyway, he's such a bully with me. I don't know if he's like this with everyone. Let's see. Oh yeah, Masami here. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's see about Masami. I think, well, Soshi likes it. Okay, so I guess Soshi just doesn't like me. Okay, and here I can peek on her if I want to know what taste Masami has. Great. So, and another thing we have is we have a mobile version of our app because it's a mobile app. So here's a quick video of what it looks like on mobile. It's quite similar. Over here, the login, and the feed is, you see, pretty nice, pretty easy to use. The comments, it's very similar, but it's a little different on mobile. Great. Okay, so thank you. Now let's continue with Soshi, who will, the bully, who will continue and talk about our tech stack.
Okay, thank you, Francis, for great demo and amazing app. But one thing I'd like to tell you that I am very, very kind person, but just you have terrible music tastes. Anyway, so let's take a peek at our tech stack. Okay, yes. Yeah, so じゃあ、テックスタックについて見ていきます。まず、フロントエンドについて。今回、私たちのアプリのフロントエンドは AWS 上にデプロイしています。これは React と TypeScript を用いて実装しています。で、今回、フロントエンドに限らずですが、すべてのプロジェクト、バックエンドで TypeScript を用いています。これによって、堅牢なアプリケーションになるようにしています。そして、 先ほどデモの最後に見せたように、モバイルでの使用も想定しています。モバイルだとこのような画面になります。これも PWA、プログレッシブ、ウェブアプリケーションという技術を用いてこれを実装しています。次にバックエンドについてですが、今回ヘロク上に2つのサーバーを立てています。1つは Node.js と Express を用いた Web サーバーです。これにより REST API を実装しています。この API によって他のユーザーの情報を取得してフィード画面に表示したり、また自分の聴いている曲をポストすることを可能にしています。そしてもう一つは WebSocket のサーバーです。デモの冒頭でお見せしたように、今回のアプリではリアルタイムでメッセージを送り合うことができます。これを WebSocket で実現しています。これについては NADA が後ほど詳しく説明してくれます。次に、データベースについては MongoDB を今回使用しています。これ、MongoDB によって拡張性の高いデータベースを作ることができ、これから私たちのアプリがさらに発展していくと思うので、それも可能にしています。最後に外部 API についてですが、今回、ジオロケーション API と Spotify の2つの API を使っています。まず、ジオロケーション API についてですが、これはブラウザに搭載されているもので、GPS の情報を取得することができます。この GPS の情報をもとに、自分に近いユーザーからフィード画面に並べるようにしています。次に、Spotify の API です。Spotify の API については、後ほどミショから詳しく説明があるので、軽く説明しますが、この Spotify の API、Spotify が様々な API を提供してくれているので、それを用いて音楽を取得したり、シェアすることを可能にしています。また、Spotify の機能として音楽をシェアしやすくなっているので、今回、Peakify にすごくぴったりだと思って、この Spotify API を今回採用しました。続きまして、私たちが使ったテクノロジーやチャレンジについてを詳しく各メンバーから紹介してもらいます。最初は海星から説明します。海星お願いします。
Okay, thank you, Soshi. I will explain the deployment. We used AWS Amplify, and the front end was deployed to AWS. We used Heroku to deploy the back end. We also deployed the back end in two parts, the web server and the WebSocket, as explained earlier. And next, challenging the deployment. Deploying the front end and deploying the back end was very easy, but connecting the front end to the back end was not too easy because the front end and back end were different. So environment variable and the base setting had to be set. As for environment variable, when using React, it was necessary to prefix the variable with a React app, and the build setting did not work unless the .yaml file was set. I was able to finally connect the front end to the back end by investigating and solving the coding one by one to solve everything. Next is the Spotify API. DJ Michel, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Kaise. And hi, everybody. I would like to talk about how we use Spotify API for two purposes. One is for authorization, and the other is getting music data. So for authorization first, the app, of course, needs authorization from the users to have access to their Spotify data. In this case, that means the ID of the music that they're listening currently on Spotify. So when the user hits the current song button, the front end will send the authorization request to the backend. And there, the backend will attach to the request credentials, the app's credentials saying that it's a valid application already registered with Spotify. And that credentials along with the request goes to Spotify. And at this point, the user is looking at the screen, which prompts them to agree or not, whether they want to link the app with the Spotify. And when they hit agree button, the Spotify will generate an access token. It's a permission for the application to have an access to their Spotify data. And that access token is returned back to backend server, and that's again returned back to the front end because that's where the access token is going to be used. Next, we have to get data, music data. So when the user hits the current song button, the access token is already there. So the front end can send a request to Spotify, and the Spotify will return the ID of the music that the user is listening now. And that's how the front end can show that music on the application. And when the user hits share button, the ID of the music will go to the backend, and the backend server will share that info with other users. And that's how all the users can look at each other's music. Now, there's something else that's really exciting about the app getting data from Spotify. Of course, I've used music ID and music data in my examples, but actually the app uses another API that returns the ID of the podcast that the user is listening to. And that API was launched in March 2020 last year. So it's really exciting that we were able to provide this capability to the users. So APIs are used to allow users to share and peek at each other's playing, but that's not all. Users can now actually comment and send likes on real-time basis. And Nada is going to talk about how it's done. Nada?
Thank you, Michelle. So now I'm going to talk about posting comments and commenting. We used WebSocket technology for this. And I'm going to explain the commenting implementation approach briefly to make it clear. So our approach is after the user is successfully logged in or registered, a valid JWT token is granted and a WebSocket connection is created. So after that, the user is redirected to the feeds page for commenting on feeds. However, the user has to be authenticated every time they comment on a feed, and this allows us to have the ability to control the user's comment behavior. So if the JWT token is still valid, then the comment is broadcasted to all currently connected users. Also, the comment is appended to alt comment and stored in the database. So I'll say the WebSocket features that we were successful creating were the broadcasting for comments to online users, authenticating comments, storing the comments and associating them correctly. We were able to handle errors, and we were able to resist limited number of comments on the feed page. So next, Francis will explain to you a peek in the future.
Thank you, everyone, for a nice presentation. Now let's see what are future features. First, we want to have a way to remove and block peekers. Like in my case, Soshi is always bullying me. Maybe I should block him. Next, peeker speak. So a way to have clusters of users and then move towards this cluster to speak to as many people as possible. And then a podcast listening party. As we mentioned, there's this new podcast API. It would be nice to have a way to comment in real time during listening to a podcast. And step 4, the most important, world conquest. Of course, it's always nice to conquer the world. Great. So in conclusion, if you get curious, embrace your inner peeker side and peakify your curiosity. Thank you for listening. Peakify is available, so please download it and check it out. And you can always contribute on our GitHub. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sneaky Peekers. Next time in the office and everyone has their headphones on, I'll be sure to use your app to check out what they're listening to. So up next, Team Cookbook is bringing Japanese cuisine to your pocket with their app and Nihon's Kitchen.
はい、チームスニーキーピーカーズの皆さん、ありがとうございました。私もみんながコーディングしてるときに何聞きながらやってるのかなってすごい気になってたので、ぜひちょっとみんなと一緒にこれ使ってみんなの音楽をちょっと盗み見したいなと思います。はい。それでは次のチームのプレゼンテーションに移りたいと思います。次のチームはチームクックブックの皆さんです。彼らは日本で料理をする外国人の皆さんのために食材の購入から調理を支援するアプリ日本ズキッチンを作ってくれました。はい。それでは、チームクックブックの皆さん、準備はいかがでしょうか？はい。素晴らしい写真が上がってますね。はい。では、準備はいいかな？ OK。それでは、チームクックブックの皆さん、よろしくお願いします。
音が聞こえない。
Eriko Sensei, I have a question. While
Okay.
we get set up with Sayaka-san and beautiful Rafa Sensei over there, what's your favorite moment from CC16 and J3?
いやー、そうですね。今ちょうどさやかがいろいろやってくれてるんですけど、さやか、実は子供が2人もいる子、すごいパワフルなお母さんなんですけど、みんなでコーディングやってる時に、お昼休み何やってるのみたいなみんな会話した時に、買い物してきました。夜の買い物の準備して、ちょっと下ごしらえまでしてますみたいな、すっごい勉強の合間にそんなやって、家庭のこともやって、すごいなっていう思い出がさやかにはありますが、そんなさやか、準備はできた？OK。では、デモも、プレゼンテーションみんな頑張ってください。では、改めまして、チームクックブックの皆さんです。よろしくお願いします。
お待たせしました。チームクックブックです。じゃあ、今日は私たちのアプリ、日本ズキッチンについてご紹介させていただきたいと思います。よろしくお願いします。じゃあ、まずはじめにチーム紹介させてください。左からまずさやか、Deep Fryer、API、デザイン、フロントエンドまでを手掛けた器の大きいエンジニアです。そして、ラショーン with the lamb sauce。で、彼女はデザイン、フロントエンドを担当して最高な味付けしてくれました。そして、拓郎、The Fire Starter。彼が私たちのアプリに火をつけてくれました。DevOps とバックエンド担当です。そして私、陽介、The Iron Chef でテックリードとバックエンドとしていい感じに料理させてもらいました。じゃあまずはじめに私たちのアプリのテーマについてご紹介いたします。私たちのアプリっていうのは日本にいる英語圏の外国人の方をサポートしたいという思いから始まりました。で、何を助けたいかっていうと、彼女たちが例えばスーパーマーケットとかで食べ物のお買い物ですとか、料理だったりとかに抱えている問題、これを解決したいと思っていました。要するにですね、Why Japanese Supermarket？こんな感じで、怒りとか、悩みを抱えている方を助けたい、そう思っています。で、私たちの想定しているペルソナ、ジェニファー・トンプソンさんについてご紹介いたします。彼女は数ヶ月前、日本に入ってきたばっかりの女性で、お買い物するときに苦労していると。なんでかっていうと、ご想像の通り、日本語、漢字、わかんないですよね。苦しんでます。で、彼女の行動傾向はっていうと、スマートフォンをよく使う女性で、お料理が大好きと。ということで、彼女のニーズとして、まず、日本特有の食材を使って料理に挑戦したいということと、お買い物をもっと楽にできるようになりたいなというニーズを持っています。で、そんな2つのニーズに対して私たちが用意したソリューションをご紹介いたします。まず最初の日本特有の食材を使って料理をしたいということに対して、まずバーコードスキャナーというのをアプリケーションに導入しました。これによって、難しい日本にしかないような食材っていうものの、情報をユーザー間でシェアすることができるようになります。そして、レシピも投稿することができて、これもユーザー間でシェアします。で、そのレシピっていうのは基本的に英語で投稿されるんで、非常に使いやすいものになっています。で、レシピ検索もできます。次、お買い物をもっと簡単にできるようになりたいというニーズに対するソリューション。先ほどご紹介したバーコードスキャナーがここでも生きてきます。そして、ショッピングリストも作ることができますし、さらにオンラインスーパーマーケットで簡単にオーダーをすることができる。そして秘密の要素、ラムソースなんですね。ということで、早速では行きたいと思います。ラション、you have the lamb sauce, right?
Yeah, I got the lamb sauce right here. Let me show you. All right, hello everyone. Today I'm really excited to present to you Nihon's Kitchen. This is an app I discovered and it has saved my life. Like seriously, I have been cooking every single day and saving a lot of money. Like when you first open it up, just take a look at all of these amazing recipes. Barley curry salad. I've never made that before. Let's check this out. Wow, this looks pretty easy. It only has 8 steps. I think I can manage that. I might give this a try. That looks good. Well, I have an account because I've been using it every day. So I'm just going to log in very quickly with my super secure password that no one will ever get. Oh, okay. Don't look at that. Yeah, I might need to change my password. All right, so I'm just going to log in. So if I want to try to make this barley curry, I'm going to have to buy some curry powder and vinegar because I'm out right now. So I'll just add that to my shopping list. Nice. All right, 2 items have been added. So if I take a look at my shopping list over here, I can see they're right there. And there's an Amazon Fresh button. Can I order this from Amazon? All right, let's see. Oh my goodness, that is so convenient. Look at that curry powder. It found it for me. I can just add it to my cart and buy it from home. That is pretty neat. All right, let's see. So I'm gonna buy the curry powder and vinegar. Once I'm done, I'll remove them from my shopping list and it's empty. Okay, great. Let's take a look at what else this app can do. So if I go back over here to my cookbook, you can see this okonomiyaki recipe. This is something I made and I have shared with other users. So please try it out. It's amazing. Yeah. But speaking of cooking, actually, I was going through my pantry and I found this bottle of stuff. I have no idea what it is. Let me show you. All right, so let me just go to the barcode scanner and do you see this? What is this? I have no clue. So I'm going to use the barcode scanner because I have forgotten what it is. Oh yeah. All right, this is dashi. Now I remember. Well, there's only a little bit of it left and I want to use it up. So can I make ramen with this? Why not? It's my recipe. So I'm going to go to add recipe and let's make some delicious ramen. Ramen takes quite a bit of time to make it really well. So let's say like 15 minutes and it serves 2 people. And this is the best ramen in Japan. I guarantee it. All right, so let's add this dashi. I have about 100 milliliters or so. So I'm just gonna add that ingredient. I think for ramen, we can just boil some pork in the dashi. I'm sure that's how you do it. All right, now I'm gonna upload a picture that I totally didn't steal from the internet. It's called Yummy Ramen. Let's upload that. Successful. Okay, now it's time to submit my recipe. All right, bam, there it is, my delicious ramen. Now anyone can see it. That is pretty amazing. Okay, so let's just see. I'm gonna go back to the main homepage and if anyone wants to find my recipe, just go to the search bar at the bottom and type in okonomiyaki. There you have it. Pretty awesome. Or let's say if you want to make some oden, just type in oden, click search, and that comes right up too. You can see other people's recipes. Pretty nice, right? Okay, so next up, Takuro is going to tell you all about our tech stack.
Okay, thank you, Rashon. That's great demo. So I will explain the tech we use to make our app. First, we adapted Google Cloud Platform and Firebase for our infrastructure. The front end was designed by using Vue.js, Nuxt.js, and Peakify to enhance the UX through material design and server-side rendering. For barcode reading, which is one of our main features, we use the Quark.js as a library. The hosting of static files, storage of images, and user authentication required for the front end are all covered by Firebase. For the server, we implemented a RESTful API server through Go and Fever and developed to Google App Engine. Through this API server, recipes and other information are stored in Firestore. Lastly, all of the code is managed on GitHub and communication through Slack. Next, I will talk about the challenge what we faced. I think the most important thing for the server side is how the data is stored in the database, because changes in the data definitions have a significant impact on the server logic. For example, here is a form to create a recipe in Nihon's kitchen. It uses complex data such as an array of strings for the steps and an array of maps for the ingredients. We also needed to think about scalability for future great updates, such as favorites, chat, and more. We used Go for the server implementation and Firestore for the database to resolve this challenge. So I'd like to talk about the solution with Golang. One of the features of Golang is that it's a type-safe language, which is to handle the correct type data such as int and string. Go also has structs, which are typed collections of fields. They are useful for grouping data together to form records. As you can see in the picture, using these two features, we were able to flexibly and robustly handle the complex recipe data. Next is about Firestore, which is document-oriented NoSQL database. It's highly scalable and flexible. Firestore has features to push change events and manipulate data offline, which will support some great new features in Nihon's kitchen, such as chat and office offline recipe data viewing. So I will pass to Sayaka. Please explain about the front end.
Thank you, Takuro. At first, we were thinking about the user story for our app. 最初に、このアプリはペルソナの抱える問題をどう解決するかについて、まず一つ、ペルソナであるジェニファーさんのユーザーストーリーを考えてみました。Jennifer is a woman who lives in Japan and wants to go shopping as well. But she can't read kanji that well and struggle to understand what is written on package. ジェニファーさんは日本に住んでいるので、日本のスーパーマーケットでお買い物がしたいわけです。けれども、日本の食材やレシピってちょっと日本語ばっかりで難しいなと感じています。And we'd like to resolve many of Jennifer's issues. For example, by allowing her to use the camera to find a recipe written in English. まずそこで私たちはジェニファーさんの抱える問題を解決するため、スマホのカメラで情報を探せれば便利かな、日本の食材を使ったレシピが英語で書かれていたら作りやすいのかな、などを考えてみました。So we researched many APIs, recipes, and image recognition technologies. However, it was hard to find something that could meet our product. 海外のレシピって日本の食材がなかなかなくて作りにくいものばかりでした。画像認識も豆腐をチーズと認識してしまって、日本の食事に特化したいという私たちのニーズに応えてくれそうなものってなかなかありませんでした。But we didn't give up. We decided to collect barcode data from users and provide that information to the community. そんな中で見つけたのがバーコードスキャンのライブラリです。このバーコードをスキャンして英語で商品情報を得られればジェニファーさんの助けになるかなって思いました。これは絶対何としてでも入れたいと強い気持ちを持って、機能実装に進めていきました。And we have to implement data fetching and loading images. また、レシピサイトなので、レシピデータと画像のデータをサーバーからやり取りする必要があります。さらに、ユーザーさんが新しいレシピをアップロードして、公表できるようにしたいという要件があったので、こちらの実装もしっかり大きく時間をかけました。レシピデータと画像のアップロード、それから画像のリサイズは特に問題なくできました。But at first, we required the recipe data from the backend server. まず、データベースに保存されたレシピデータとともに画像のパスを呼び出します。But we couldn't get the image to load. I had some knowledge of synchronous processing, but actually using it was a bit tricky. その後、画像のパスにある画像を読み込むという処理が必要なんですが、ここにちょっと手こずってしまいました。非同期処理っていうのを使っていることになるんですが、知識としてはもちろんあったんですが、改めて実装してみて、ちょっとここ非常に苦労したところでした。いろいろ苦労はしたんですけれども、その度に私たち考えました。このアプリで結局どうしたかったのか、何したかったのか。Why did we face such tough challenges? Because for Jennifer's happiness. 日本に来てまだ心もとないジェニファーさんがハッピーになる手助けをしたい。この気持ちを忘れずに私たちはチャレンジを乗り越えてきました。そして私たちのチャレンジはこれからも続きます。陽介がフューチャーフィーチャーについて紹介します。
ありがとう。じゃあ私たちのアプリのフューチャーフィーチャー、今後実装していく機能について紹介します。まず、レシピのお気に入り機能、いいですね。続いて、レシピの評価、コメントする機能。そして、ユーザーの冷蔵庫ですとか食品棚にある、材料からレシピの提案ができる機能ですよね。And more ということで、日本ズキッチンまだまだ進化していきます。ということで、最後のスライドになってしまいました。皆さんいかがだったでしょうか？バーコード機能とかレシピ投稿の機能を使ってみたいと思われる方、右上の QR コードからぜひトライしてみてください。また GitHub のリンクもありますので、ご興味のある方、ぜひご覧になってください。ということで、私たちの発表終わらせていただきます。ありがとうございました。Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you very much, Team Cookbook. That was awesome. I really, really wish that I had something like this when I first moved to Japan and didn't know what was what in the supermarket. So up next is Team Yarn. So I have a question for all of you in the audience. Are you someone who likes to make gastronomic decisions on the spur of the moment rather than making reservations in advance? So if you are this type of person, Team Yarn has the solution for you in the form of their app, Vacant Seat.
はい、チームクックブックの皆さん、ありがとうございました。日本人の私であっても、日本料理を海外の方にどう説明したらいいのかなってわからないときあるんですが、このアプリはそんな私にもすごい役に立つ嬉しいアプリだと思います。ちょっと後で私もピッてバーコードやってみたいなと思います。はい。では、次のチームのプレゼンテーションに移りたいと思います。次のチームはチームヤーンの皆さんです。彼らは今空いてる近くのカフェやレストランをすぐに見つけて予約ができる Vacant Seat というアプリを作ってくれました。このアプリはカフェを探しているユーザーだけではなくて、お店の経営者の方々にもメリットがあるっていう、とっても素晴らしいアプリなんですが、一体どんなアプリなんでしょうかね。すごく気になりますよね。はい。では、チームヤンのみんな揃ったようですね。では、準備はよろしいですか？
Yep, we are ready. Yep.
OK。では、早速、チームヤンの皆さん、プレゼンテーションお願いしたいと思います。では、よろしくお願いします。
Okay, so now we, Team Yang, are going to present our cool app, Vacant Seat. It's a mobile app to find and book real-time vacant cafe, restaurant, or bar. With our awesome app, you will never be a seat refugee. Great. Okay, so before talking about our app, let me introduce our awesome team. So I'm Yoshinori, the young start. I'm the tech lead, and I was doing mainly the backend using Amazon Web Services and Stripe API. And I helped some front end as well. Alex, young route, as well as taking care of the Amazon Cognito authentication and Stripe API, he controlled all the page routing of front end. Ryusei, the young map, he's a master of a Google Map API, and he built all the map features, which is an essential part of our app. And Naoto, young bug. He was taking care of not only the backend, manipulating Amazon Web Services and WebSocket, but also front end and debugged a lot. What a cool team, huh? So next, Ryusei is going to talk about our user story. Ryusei.
Thank you, Yoshinori. ここでは私たちのアプリベーカンシートの主な2つのユーザーについて簡単に見ていき、そしてそれぞれのユースケースについて見ていきます。まずカスタマー、東京に住んでいて友達とショッピングをしたり、チャットをする、お話をしたりするのが大好き。そしてソーシャルメディアが大好きということでとってもナウでヤングな方々だと言えますね。次にストアオーナーです。ストアオーナーは小さなカフェを経営していてとってもコーヒーに執着がある。こだわっている人で、とってもテックに興味があるんだけども、コロナに少し影響を受けてしまっているという方です。まずはカスタマーのユースケースについて見ていきたいと思います。カスタマー、見たところ買い物帰りみたいですね。突然なんですが皆さん、買い物帰りどこかに行きたくなりませんか？どうですか皆さん。聞こえてきます。いいですね皆さん。そうなんですよ。カフェに行きたくなると思いますよね。カフェに行ってみようと、テクテクと歩いて行ってみて、なんと空いていないと。でも1軒目ですよ。2軒目ならね、空いてるんじゃないかと。2軒目も空いていないと。これはちょっとアンラッキーですね。でも3軒目ならね、空いてるでしょうということで、行ってみてももう3軒目も空いてないと。もうそうなると皆さんどうなりますか？この女性のようにもう疲れ切ってしまいますよね。この件は少し極端なんですが、皆さんもこんなことを一度は経験したことあると思います。ですが、私たちのアプリベーカンシートがあれば、近くの空いているカフェを一瞬で見つけて、そして予約もできると、とってもクールだと思いませんか？次にですね、ストアオーナーのユースケースについて見ていきます。ストアオーナーはとっても苦労をしています。悩み事がたくさんあります。このパンデミックの中、さらにカスタマーが来なかった。そして、ドタキャンされてしまったりして、もう心労の中、もうストアオーナーこうなってしまいました。ご覧ください。もう自慢の引きがなくなってしまいました。これは悲しい。ですが、伝えることができて、客足の増加が見込めるということで、この自慢のひげ、どうですか？回復しているのがわかると思います。とっても素晴らしいアプリですよね。要するに、ベーカンシートは、空いている席がなかなか見つけられないカスタマーと、空いている席の情報を伝えたい、そのストアをつなげる、そのようなアプリになっています。さあ皆さん、どんな感じの見た目なんだ？どんな感じなんだって気になっていると思います。ここで、デモタイムです。Alex, please show our cool app, please.
Great. Thank you, Ryusei. Hi. So my name is Alex, and I'd like to wish you all a very happy evening. I'm here to present and demo our application, Vacant Seat, on behalf of Team Yarn. As you've heard already in the presentation, the goal of our app was to solve two very real first-world problems for our personas. And the focus of tonight's demo will be on the user experience of the two types of users, that of a restaurant and that of a potential customer. So to assist me in this, we have Naoto coming in from LA with, thank you, Naoto. So Naoto is streaming from LA via Discord for us, and we can see his phone here, and he'll be registering as a merchant. So to explain briefly, Naoto is a manager of a restaurant called Rafa Churrasco in Roppongi. It's a small restaurant. It's mildly successful, but Naoto is a challenger, and he wants to increase his customer count and get as much occupancy as possible in his restaurant. So he signed up to Vacant Seat, hoping to do this and hoping to drive customers into his store from our application. When he opens the app for the first time, he's greeted with a control panel where he can specify what sorts of table configuration he would like to offer to customers on our application. So in this situation, he's going to toggle on seating for one person, two people, three people, and four people. Now, He's a little risk adverse. So what he wants to do is he wants to take advantage of our deposit feature, whereby he can charge a small deposit fee for booking the table that the customer can get back at the end during billing time. This just makes sure that if someone makes an anonymous booking and doesn't show up, he's not out of pocket. So let's go ahead and put some deposits on the larger tables, the size 3 and 4 tables. Thank you. And that's all he has to do. Now he has some tables available to find and search for on Vacant Seat for customers. Now, halfway across Roppongi, around Roppongi Hills, I've just finished work and I've caught up with 2 of my friends. It's a busy Thursday night. The restaurants are packed. We've gone to 2 restaurants and we couldn't get in. We've gone to a 3rd restaurant and they've said, we can get you in 30 minutes, maybe. So my other friends are starting to look at their phones, searching on Google for nearby restaurants to call. But we don't have to do that because fortunately, recently I started using Vacant Seat. So I'm just going to log in and show my friends this wonderful new application that I've been using. So what happens when we log in is we're immediately greeted with a map view with various restaurants nearby that are available on Vacant Seat and have vacancies currently. And there are quite a few of them, but they don't necessarily all meet my specific requirements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter to find my specific requirements. So first of all, it's actually only for 3 people that we care about. And second of all, we're looking for a place for dinner. So we don't really care about cafes or bars. We only really care about restaurants. Lastly, we've been walking around a lot already trying to find a place. So I could look up to 5 kilometers away, but really I'm just going to stick to the default of about 2.5 kilometers. So let's just filter for those options. And then we see that we have a reduced number of restaurants now on the map. And all of them, however, are relevant to my search. I can click on individual locations and it can tell me about something. Pancakes. I don't know how I feel about pancakes. And I could carry on to click on other pins, but handily at the bottom, there is a roulette swiper where I can just swipe through, look at all the possible options that are on the map, and then pick what appeals to me the most. And lo and behold, I found this wonderful Brazilian restaurant that I think I've been to before. It's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and try and book there. When it loads up, I see some more details about the restaurant. I see its contact details. I see its precise address just so I can double check that I'm confident to go there. I can see its opening and closing hours, and I can see what sort of configurations they have. So at this point, if another friend showed up, I could book for 4 as well because he has a 4-seat table available. In this case, we don't. So I'm just going to select a table for 3. Oh, but I see something. There's a deposit fee, 300 yen. But it's just a deposit. And I've already been looking at restaurants and not being able to get in. So I'm fed up. I just want to get a seat for my friends and I to catch up. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Now it brings up a reservation card, confirming it's for 3 people, confirming the deposit amount, and asking me to supply a custom name for the reservation. So it's just going to be tonight for Yarn, which is my teammates and I. I'm going to go ahead and book that. Now, because there's a deposit fee, I'm going to be required to enter my credit card details. If it was for one of the other tables, such as the counter space for 1 person or the table for 2, it would take me straight through to a booking. But please avert your eyes for a moment while I put in my credit card details. Almost there. Give me 1 second. Okay, great. So now my order is being processed. And if you look over to the merchant view, as it gets processed instantly, Naoto is given a confirmation notification that a new booking for 3 people has just been made at 8:23 in the evening, and that the customer has until 8:53 to arrive, and that customer has paid a 300 yen deposit, so they're most likely to be coming. So he can click that off, and then instantly also notice that the 3-person table configuration has been automatically toggled off as a safety feature. This just prevents Naoto from getting too many bookings for tables he may not have in the future. Maybe he's very busy and he doesn't have time to look at the app. But if he does have time, he can confirm, he can review his situation, and then he can decide to retoggle on if he has an available space, which he does. He's just done that. Over on my screen, over in Roppongi Hills, I have a new type of map. I don't have a map with all the available restaurants in the area anymore. Instead, I have a map with just the restaurant I made a reservation for. And I have a route for the most efficient way to get there on foot. Further down the screen, if you notice, there is a timer, and that is the 30-minute timer that's triggered once the booking is made. Essentially, I have to get to the restaurant within that time if I expect the restaurant to mandatorily honor the booking. Now, if I'm running late, or my friend's running late, or you're with kids and they're just not able to move as quickly, there is a launcher to make a phone call to the restaurant. So you can just say, hey, I made this booking under the name Team Yarn. We're running a bit late, it's raining, but we will be there, so please hold the table for us. But we're not going to do that just now because there's not time in the demo. Additionally, you'll see there's more details about the booking. And finally, there is a QR check-in button. So imagine that I've arrived at the restaurant. I go to the front desk. I see Naoto, who's working as concierge tonight. And I say, hi, I'm the booking for Yarn via Vacant Seat. I'd like to check in. And he will then go and choose his QR page. And that is a custom QR code for his restaurant and for this booking. And what I can do is I can then use the button on my screen to scan and check in. And that stops the clock and confirms that I've arrived. So finally, if I've already arrived and I forgot to check in, or I was greeted by another staff member and I'm already seated, Naoto doesn't have to come and see me to check in. He can just go to the transactions page, manually check me in, or if I haven't arrived on time, haven't tried to contact him, he can cancel my order after the cutoff time. On my own screen, I have the option to review all of my historic bookings. And as you can see, I'm a big fan of that Brazilian restaurant. Alternatively, though, if I deleted the app from my phone and I've lost those details, luckily I have a wonderful option in that every order that's placed is supplied with an email to the registered account confirming all the details of that order. So I have that record in my email long-term if I desire. So that completes the basic flow of the app from both users' perspectives. Now I will happily just log out of the system and pass you over to Naoto, who is going to tell you about all the technologies we use to make this wonderful application. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Alex. That was a great demo. And I'll be talking about some of the technologies that we use for Vacant Seat, and as well as following up with the challenges and struggles that we had in the development. So starting off with front end, we use Dart Flutter. The main reason is because we deployed this on Android, and as well as in the future, we would like to deploy this on iOS as well. Now, we also use AWS Amplify framework to easily perform user authentication with AWS Cognito, as well as give availabilities for the merchant side to upload images like stores or menus or foods into Amazon S3 bucket. Also, we deployed Amazon API Gateway to handle requests from the client side, as well as we have AWS Lambda with set functions to communicate with the database. And we're using Amazon DynamoDB for the database. And this is where all the customers' information, merchants' information, as well as the booking information are stored. So basically, all information are stored in this database. And the reason why we're using this structure is because we wanted to make a real-time booking system. So we integrated WebSockets with Amazon API Gateway, which enables that real-time booking system. So that is the basic technologies that we use for Vacant Seat. Now moving on to the APIs, we have two key APIs that we use. One is Google Map. The reason is because it's most familiar with users, so it's really easy to onboard users to use the map, as well as we needed the current location and the distance information as shown in the demo by Alex when he was searching for the Rafa Churrasco restaurant. So he was filtering by the distance, as well as the route display was needed. In the demo, Alex showed that once he was booked the Vacant Seat, a new map was generated with the route to the actual venue from his current location. Now, we also have a payment feature, and we use Stripe to perform that. And the reason why we use Stripe is because it was quick to deploy. And specifically, we're using Stripe Connect. And the key reason why we were using Stripe is because our target of the stores are in Japan with Japanese bank accounts. So Stripe enables the setup and linkage to their bank accounts to receive those funds from the customers. Now, challenges and struggles. So I'll be talking about 2 technical challenges and 1 non-technical challenge. We had more, but those are the 3 keys. And 1 is Flutter and Amplify. So Amazon provided a SDK for Amplify that works with Flutter. However, it was released in August 2020, so it was fairly new. So it was a little bit difficult to find documentation that really fits our use case. So what we did was we simply dived into many documentation examples and researched through, and step by step and line by line, we just constructed a fully working application with Flutter and Amplify. Next is real-time fees. So I've been talking about this, but this is the essential feature of our application. So it was new for everyone. So we needed to decide on what kind of technology we'll be using for the real-time feed, and we decided to use WebSockets. And we also integrated this with Amazon API Gateway, which was a little bit complicated, but then again, same thing, we just went through a lot of documentations and set up this line by line. And I'm proud of the team that we were able to make a fully working real-time booking system. And for non-technical challenges, this always comes to any project, but time management. Yes, so, and especially for this project, we only had 1 month to build a full stack application. And so we really needed to be organized. And what kind of action we took was we used communication tools like Slack and integrating with GitHub to get real-time notifications, as well as we use GitHub features such as the Kanban boards to be transparent as we can within the team's tasks. So we were able to know who was doing what kind of task and what task was behind. So that really helped us on facilitating our communication process. So those 3 key challenges and struggles, what happened in our development phase. And in the next slide, Yoshinori will be talking about the future features.
All right, thanks, Naldo. So yeah, we had a month to create our app from scratch, and we are super proud of it. But don't you want to look at the awesome version 2 of our app? I'm sure you do, right? So let's look at the future features. Rating. So this feature enables customers to give rating and comments to the stores so that they can filter by everyone's rating. And also the stores can improve their services by hearing customers' comments. Watch list. With this feature, customers can register favorite stores from the map, even if the stores are not vacant now. And after that, they can receive a real-time notification when the store make a vacancy. And sharing is caring. If we meet up with a friend at a cafe or find a really cool place, we want to share that information with friends, right? This feature enables customers to share store details and vacancy information easily on social media or common communication tools like Line. Great. Okay. So that's all from us. I hope you enjoyed our presentation. The QR code on the left side is for our Google Play Store. The latest version is currently in the review process by Google and will be out really soon. And on the right side, we have our GitHub link, so feel free to scan and explore there. Still looking for a vacant seat? Here you have our vacant seat. Thank you for listening.
Okay, awesome work, Team Yarn. You know, I remember a couple of years ago when I first moved to Tokyo, like going to Shibuya or Shinjuku and, you know, just kind of enjoying myself, but needing to find a place to sit down and take a break from the sheer enormity of the crowds and getting turned away from place after place after place because they were full. So I think that this is something that'll be really, really useful when things open up again and we can all enjoy the overcrowded version of Tokyo. So thank you very much. Awesome work. So finally, to close up and wrap things out this evening, we have Team Muscle to show us their app. So got a phone? Get toned with their app, Skill Train.
はい、チームヤンの皆さん、ありがとうございました。私もヘザーと一緒でも、買い物をした時に休憩したいなと思って、いっぱいカフェ探して、どこも行ってないなってすごい、その思い、すごいわかります。経験何度もしたんですが、もうこんな思いしなくて済むんですね。もうぜひ、正式リリース楽しみにしてます。ではでは、いよいよ今日最後のプレゼンテーションになります。最後を飾ってくれるのは、チームマッスルの皆さんです。彼らはいつでもどこでも世界中のトレーナーとビデオチャットでレッスンを受けることができるスキルトレインというアプリを作ってくれました。はい。最近リモートワーク皆さん増えてると思うんですが、運動不足じゃないですかね。私すごい運動不足なんですが、そんな方必見です。はい。では、皆さん準備できましたか？
Yes,
そ
we are
れでは
ready.
OK, thank you. それでは本日最後のチームマッスルのアプリをご覧ください。よろしくお願いします。
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for the lovely introduction. So I'm here today to introduce you to our app called SkillTrain. So what is SkillTrain? Well, SkillTrain is an app for personal trainers to instruct their clients remotely. They're able to do this using high quality video and audio streams so that they can monitor the form and technique of their clients in real time. Not only that, the users or the clients who use this app are able to select trainers from an online marketplace with an in-house rating system. So, a brief introduction to the team. So on the front end, we have Yuta as the front muscle. He's doing UI and customer FB, that's customer feedback. Just behind him, we have Hide, who's also front muscle, doing the UI, as well as the video platform, Agora. Just behind him, it's myself, back muscle. I'm doing things like authentication, Stripe for payment, chat, and AWS. And finally, we have the back muscle lead, the team leader for this project is Damien for AWS, database, API, and full-scale app design. So why did we decide to build this app? Well, for a start, it utilizes modern technology. Well, nowadays, streaming has become extremely popular, what with the advent of things like TikTok and Twitch and Instagram Live. Moreover, phones now have very high quality cameras, and probably the difference in quality between your phone camera and a professional camera from the store is not so huge. Also, Bluetooth headphones, or just wireless headphones in general, have become extremely normal and commonplace. So that means that you might be able to listen to an instructor on your wireless headphones while you have your phone at the side of the gym or your home monitoring your workout. Also, high-speed data for your mobile phone, 5G, has become ubiquitous. It's very easy to upload high-quality video at a fast rate. Also, the way that we live our lives is changing. For a start, gyms obviously unfortunately closing in some cities around the world, and the trainers who frequent those gyms might be out of work as a result. So while it is preferable just in general for everyone to meet online, especially for these kinds of trainers, it definitely would be good if they could instruct their clients online. Okay, so now I'm going to hand over to Hide. So he's going to take us through the personas behind our app.
Thank you, Elliot. はい、それでは私の方からペルソナの紹介をさせていただきたいと思います。まずトレーナーのペルソナですね。ジョー・シンプソンさん28歳という方を設定しました。もともとジムでトレーナーとして働いていたのですが、このコロナの状況でですね、ジムが閉まってしまって仕事どうしようかな、これから将来的にも仕事どうしようかなとずっと悩んでいた方です。で、もともとスマホとか iPad とかパソコンですね、よく使っているので、この機会、このリモートパーソナルトレーニングできないかなということをずっと思っていました。リモートで教えるだけじゃなくてですね、これを機会に世界中いろんなところの人、いろんな人、老若男女問わずですね、いろんな人とつながりながら、いろんな人に対して、パーソナルトレーニングをしたいと思っていた人です。トレーニング側のペルソナは、このジュリーさんという方です。25歳ですね。もともと活発に外に出てですね、仕事でも外に出て、よくジムも行っていたのですが、このコロナの状況でですね、毎日家から仕事をしています。それに伴って運動不足もですね、かなり実感していて、その中でリモートのパーソナルトレーナー誰かいないかなということをずっと思っていました。はい。 特にですね、このリモートで教えてもらうときもですね、この自分でトレーニングするときの正しい姿勢というものをかなり意識したいなと思っていた人です。特徴的なのが、SNS 大好きな人でですね、よくインスタとかツイッターとかですね、自分の生活の様子をよく、みんなに教えていたりします。はい。それではですね、早速、デモに移りたいと思います。今、スクリーンにですね、2つ、画面が、携帯の画面が出ていると思いますが、まず右側がトレに私がこれからユーザーとして入ります。でその前にですね、エリオットが左側のこの、画面でですね、トレーナーとしてこのアプリをどう使うかということを最初に説明してくれます。それではエリオットよろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。Okay, so thank you very much, Hide. So I'm going to log in as a trainer to our app. Okay, so welcome, Elliot. So we have things like just a general tutorial, which you can flick through. You can also, or what you rather have to do before you can register a session, is to sign up for a bank account. So I'm just adding some default data in here, but you would need to add in your real bank account details to get a payment through Stripe. Okay, great. So the account's been created. We also have extra features like you can update your bio, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to register a class. I think I'm going to make a class for April. I like to get up relatively early in the morning. So I'm going to do it for 9 a.m. Okay. I'm going to say I'm going to teach squats in this session. Okay. And register the session. Okay, great. The session has been registered.
ありがとうございます、エリオ。そしたら私がユーザーとしてですね、これからこのアプリにログインして、ログインするとですね、トレーニーのページはちょっとトレーナーの方と違って、こういった画面になります。まず、ウェルカムメッセージとともにですね、レーティングに基づいたおすすめのトレーナーの情報がここにバーンと出てきます。その下はですね、自分がこれから、持っているセッション、どういうセッションがあるかということがリストになって出てきますね。でその下ではカテゴリーごとのトレーナー、おすすめのトレーナーの情報が出てきます。はい。フィルターも実はできまして、その日の気分によってですね、今日はちょっとウェイトがしたいなとか、ランニングしたいなってなって、今日はここから選んで、ヨガのインストラクターはどういう人がいるかなというときに、こういったフィルタリングもできます。そしたら早速ですが、ちょっとセッションを誰かと組んでみたいなと思っているので、どういうトレーナーがいるかな。あれなんかすごい面白い人が。エリオット、なんか面白いな。ちょっと可愛いファンですって言って、絶対面白いので、ちょっとこの人とフックセッションしてみようかなということでですね、はい、このページに飛んできますね。4月9日朝9時からということなので、はい、ちょっとペイメントをしてみましょう。今からちょっと Google ペイメントを使いますので、すみません、ちょっとミラーリングの画面では暗くなってますが、こちら今手元で Google ペイメントを行っています。ペイメントが完了すると、はい、元の画面に戻ってきまして、私のホームページ上にですね、はい、エリオットさんと4月9日に9時からセッションが入りました。ちょっと4月だと、すみません、今気づいたんですが、ちょっと遠いですね。そしたら、もうちょっと手短というか、今日できるトレーナーいないかなということで、なんとかすごい面白い人もいるなと思いながら、ダミアンっていう人、すごい安い。500円でできる。ちょっとこの人いい。レビュー見てみると、ちょっと低いのかな。まあ、でも、ちょっと見てみようかなということで、ブックナウを押すと、はい、ダミアンの、今日セッションが10時からあるということで、ちょっとじゃあこれをブックしてみましょう。はい、すみません、またちょっと Google ペイメントに入ってます。少々お待ちください。はい、そうするとダミアンとのセッションがブックされました。出てきましたね。でちょっと10時からで、ちょっとまだ時間あるんですけど、テキスト着機能があるので、ここでちょっとダミアンにテキストを送ってですね、今日できるか、ちょっと早めにできるか聞いてみましょう。はい。Are you there? お、やった返信が来ましたね。ちょっと今からできるか聞いてみましょうか。Can we start session now? やってみましょう。これでもしも帰ってきたら今からできるけど。いや。どうかな、今日できるかな。言ってたらいいな。ちょっとこれからすぐ。お、やった。これからすぐできるということなので、そしたらですね、こちらのページから、はい、スタートビデオセッションというところで、こちらにもう、
パスワードが入っていますので、これを打ち込みます。RV64 WS ですね。こうすると、ダミアントレーナーがいるかな？映ってるけど。Hello, Damian.
Welcome to my lesson. What would you like to
Yes,
learn
thank you.
today?
Yes, so can you teach me a squat? Squat?
Squats? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at
I want to
your
do
form.
squat. Yeah, sure. Is this correct? Am I doing right?
Well, something looks a bit strange. Keep your feet
Okay.
shoulders width apart.
Uh-huh.
Shoulders width apart in nice straight back.
Okay,
Yeah.
straight back.
And get down
Okay,
low
hold this.
with it. Get down
Uh-huh.
low.
Hold this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, real low. Lower.
Real low. Oh, I'm tired.
Nice.
Oh.
Looking good though.
Okay, thank you.
Well done.
Thank you, Damian. See you next time. はい。というわけでですね、今、セッションが終わったらトレーニーの方では、トレーナーのレーティングができます。ダミアンめっちゃ良かったんで、ちょっと5つ星上げてですね、サブミット。そうすると、レーティングが反映されます。はい。で他にもですね、ライブストリーム、自分がストリーマーとしてブロードキャストしたいという場合もオプションがあります。まずこのジョインセッションから見てみるとですね、オーディエンス側はカメラをオンまたはオフで、選んでセッションに入ることができます。ちょっとセッションを作ってみましょう。ということですね、Get a Token で、このトークン取った後にシェアするとですね、Twitter だったりで、この情報をシェアすることができます。はい、デフォルトで文章が入ってですね、これをツイートすると、私のツイッターのフォロワーの皆さんがみんなこのコードを見てジョインするということができます。2LQ1XE ですね。はい、ちょっとそしたらライブストリームのセッションも入ってみようかなということで、2LQ1XE。今日はどんなオーディエンスが見てくれてるかな、ちょっと楽しみだな。ということで、またダミアントレーナーが入ってくれてる。やった。ちょっと人がどんどん増えてきたかな。
Let's see those squats here.
じゃあちょっと、please watch my squat. Yes. Is it good? 私のフォームどうでしょう Is it good? No? Lower? 本当にちょっとみんなきついよ、これちょっと。というわけで、はい。ありがとうございます。みんな見てくれてありがとう。また次回来てね。はい。というわけで、ありがとうございました。以上がデモとなります。そしたらですね、次、ダミアンに、マイクを渡して、今回使った技術、テックスタックのところを、説明してもらおうと思います。よろしくお願いします。
Okay, thank you, Hide, for that fantastic demo. My name's Damien. I'm going to go through the tech stack with you today. On the back end, our app is based around Amazon Web Services. We use their non-relational database called DynamoDB service to hold all of the data regarding our users, the training sessions, and the chat logs. We use their S3 service for storing files such as those beautiful profile photos that you saw. And we use AWS Amplify for user authentication and for connecting with the S3 bucket. These services are all accessed by using Amazon's API gateway, and our chat function relies on the WebSockets API. As our system is a payment platform, we've integrated Stripe into our app, more specifically Stripe Connect. Now onto the front end. The front end, we decided to go with Flutter and Dart so that our app can be made quickly while allowing it to be both on Android and iOS platforms. For our video chat functionality, we have integrated with Agora.io. On to the next slide, we'll show you how it's all connected. I won't go into too much detail with it here, but basically the user logs in, gets authenticated, and then the app determines what the user will have access to, whether they're a user or a trainer, whether they can sign up with Stripe, and whatnot. So on to the struggles with this tech stack. It's caused some problems as Flutter has only just been integrated into AWS Amplify.
And there's still a lot of teething issues there. Most of the features that other frameworks have with Amplify are just simply not there with Flutter, unfortunately. So there was quite a struggle setting up authentication with our app. And again, this comes down to the poor state that Amplify is in with Flutter. So the docs are half emptied, they're riddled with spelling mistakes, and it's really in a preview state at this stage. Despite all these problems with AWS Amplify, our team really persevered and we hacked our way through it. And we were able to build this functioning app, which we're very proud of. Another issue we came across while building this was that Stripe connectivity is also not fully supported with Flutter just yet. We had to rely on publicly made packages to integrate with our app. These are quite decent, but working out the back end with Amazon was a little bit difficult. Onto the front end, working with Flutter and in general widgets, widgets within widgets within widgets, it was quite troublesome, but we eventually got our heads around it. And also getting the video chat up and running was difficult at first, but we're very excited that we have video chat and also live streaming in our app. Thanks for listening. I'll pass it on to Yuta now, who's going to talk about the future of our app.
Thank you, Damian. This is Yuta. From now on, I'm going to talk about the future feature. Again, so our goal is to deliver a new learning experience for the customers. We reached our first target of quality in 2 weeks since we started development, but we have never stopped. Even after reaching at MVP, we have been developing new features to deliver 5 new wonderful experiences for customers. First one is a skill beyond gym. Our application can be applied to other different types of activity. Once we cover a new range of learning activity, a user can enjoy a various type of learning experience. Second one is build on online community. As a general, training is super hard for everyone, and that's why we need somebody to exercise together. We are going to create a community function so that customer can find new friends and communicate with each other. And third one is a record clips for workouts and post to profile. To make your workouts successful in long term, you need to track your activity and consider if the current training is effective enough or not. And this function is for customers to check out our workout history and give a chance to optimize their activity. And fourth one is live text chat for the video spectating. One of the greatest things in the group activity is to cheer up each other. Live text chat will help to share your emotion and share the great moment with your friends. And fifth one is dues and subscriptions. Currently, we are giving function to pay for each class session. We are going to make payment method more convenient one because we want to a user to focus on their exercise. If a user can use a due and subscription plan, a customer can more easily come back to the classroom and focus on their workout. Next slide, please. Here's a Google Play Store and GitHub URL. If you are interested in our project, please visit Android Store and or GitHub. Lastly, SkillTrain is the best application to provide the opportunity for learning and teaching new skills for everybody in new age. So if you are ready to start, grab a smartphone and let's begin your SkillTrain. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, great job, Team Muscle. I think if we're honest with ourselves, probably a lot of us need this app. So thank you so much for developing it and sharing it with the world. And with that, that is our final student presentation for the evening. So really, really, again, congrats to our wonderful brand new grads. So going through a boot camp is never easy, even in the best of circumstances, and especially not in times like these. So we're proud of you and hope that all of you are proud of yourselves. Also, thanks so much to our wonderful community for your continued support and enthusiasm. This bolsters our ability to continue changing people's lives, so we wouldn't be here without you. So deeply grateful to all of you. So I'm going to turn it back over to my colleague Eriko before we turn it over to our co-founder Kani. So wrap it up for us, Eriko.
はい、チームマッスルの皆さん、楽しいデモもあり、とっても楽しいプレゼンテーションありがとうございました。そして改めまして CCJ3、CC16 のみんな、素晴らしいアプリ、プレゼンテーション本当にありがとうございました。たった3ヶ月のコースではあるんですが、こんなにもみんなが成長して、堂々としたこの姿を見ることができて、私とっても嬉しかったです。今日はいつも以上にみんなが輝いて見えました。はい。そして最後までこのデモデーを見てくださった画面の前の皆さん、コードクリサリスコミュニティの皆さん、そしてサポーターの皆さん、いつも支えてくれてるスタッフのみんな、本当にありがとうございます。では、最後になりますが、ここでコードクリサリスの CEO のカニにマイクを渡したいと思います。では、カニ、よろしくお願いします。
皆さん、こんにちは。今日は、日本でコードクリサリスを始めて、今日は3年間ぐらいになるんですけども、今日は英語のブートキャンプイマーシブの第16期生、そして日本語のブートキャンプイマーシブの第3期生を迎えての卒業式となっています。いろいろと大変な3ヶ月間だと思います、生徒さんは。いろんな言葉の壁を乗り越えたり、いろいろこの3ヶ月間で、いろんなハードルを乗り越えて、ここに至るわけですけども、すごい感動しているのが、たった3週間でこのような、彼の壁も乗り越えて、グローバルにダイバーシティにあふれたチームで、こういうプロダクトを3週間で売り上げたことを非常に感動しています。皆さんみんな本当にありがとうございます。ご覧になった。
Are you muted? I think we can't hear you. Sorry to interrupt you. Let's check this out here. Okay, let's do this.
皆さん聞こえますか ?Better?
Yes.
Okay. すいませんでした。いや、ありがとうございます。今日皆さん、見てご覧になって、分かった通り、非常にダイバーシティにあふれた、グローバルな環境でソフトウェアエンジニアリングを学べる環境となっています。この先、どんどんソフトウェアエンジニアリングチームは、いろんなダイバーシティにあふれた方々でできることが必要、なっていくことが必要不可欠だと思います。なぜなら、ソフトウェアをユーザーはそれぞれいろんな人がいるわけなので、そういう意味でもソフトウェアエンジニアリングチームも、そういった方々の集まりでできるチームであればあるほどいいプロダクトはできると信じています。今後、ソフトウェアエンジニアリングになりたい方、または今後、ハイアリング担当している方とか、採用している方、ぜひ、コードクラスについてもっと知りたい方、気楽に声かけてください。日本語のネイティブのスタッフもいっぱいいますので、その辺は、気になさらず。はい。で、今日はミートアップの方だけで言うと78人ぐらいの時が、もっとなったかもしれないけど、僕が最後に見た時78人ぐらいいた時があって、本当に、リモートで、応援してくれて、本当にありがたく思ってます。今後もいっぱいイベントを続けますので、 サポートよろしくお願いします。で、次の画面に移りたいんですけども。はい。で、すごい、ニュースと言いますか、次回の、CC17 のデモデーが3月25日にもう決まってます。皆さんぜひ、また、その今、ちょうどハーフポイントくらいになっている生徒たちの、また成果を3月25日に見られますので、ぜひもう一回見たいという方は応援しに来てください。あと、実はこのプログラムを始めて3年半になるって言いましたけども、ずっと初日からって言ってもいいぐらい、いろんな方々に、これパートタイムでできたらいいなっていうリクエストがあったんですね。で、今は3ヶ月間フルタイムでやらないとできなくなってて、で、ようやくその応募に応えることができました。実は今年の4月の5日から、パートタイムイマーシブと言いまして、全然今の仕事に続けながら、今の生活がそのまま続けながら、もうちょっと3ヶ月じゃなくて6ヶ月かかるんですけども、パートタイムで、夜と、土日の土曜日を、活躍した、そういったプログラムも、これから出てきますので、ぜひ、興味のある方は見てください。で、日本語バージョンは、6月から始めます。よろしくお願いします。で、最後になりましたけども、本当に改めて今日は、参加していただいた皆さんにも、大きいありがとうということと、改めて生徒さんたちに大きい拍手を送りたいと思います。本当にお疲れ様です。そしておめでとうございます。Thank you all for joining us today. So I'm not going to do an English speech, but it was really awesome to have all of you online. Really appreciate your support and continued support. So thanks again. Cheers.